Let's talk about a skill that, honestly, is more crucial than ever: mental strength. You can think of it as the engine that drives you through every setback and helps you push toward your goals. So, what is it really, and how do you actually get more of it? Let's dive in. First things first, we have to tackle the biggest obstacle, right? And that's fear. I want to start with a pretty wild statistic. An incredible 75% of the things we worry about, they never actually happen. Just let that sink in for a second. That means 3/4 of our anxiety is spent on stuff that's basically fiction. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Fear has two sides. It can be a tool, something that keeps you sharp, keeps you motivated, but when it gets out of control, it becomes totally destructive. So the real question is, who's in charge? Is it you, or is it the fire?
And that skill, the one we use to control the fire, that's mental strength. See, it's not about getting rid of fear. That's impossible and honestly not even that helpful. It's about learning to harness its energy, to use it to move forward instead of letting it burn you down.
Okay, let's get one thing straight right from the very beginning. Mental strength is not some special trait you're born with. It's a skill. It's a muscle. And just like any other muscle in your body, you can build it up with consistent practice and the right exercises.
So, if we're going to train this muscle, we need to know exactly what we're building, right? So first up, what is mental strength anyway?
At its very core, mental strength is your ability to handle whatever life decides to throw at you. It's really a combination of three key things: resilience, which is all about how you bounce back; self-awareness, which is understanding why you're feeling what you're feeling; and adaptability, your ability to pivot when the original plan just completely falls apart.
And this is where we need to bust some common myths. Being mentally strong doesn't mean you just bottle up your emotions or pretend you're invincible. It's actually the complete opposite. It's about being aware of your feelings without letting them take the driver's seat. It's about being flexible instead of rigid and treating those setbacks as lessons, not as some kind of final judgment.
Okay, now we get to the practical part. How do we actually start building this muscle? Well, it all begins with the software that runs everything else: your mindset. You can think of it as your internal operating system. Just look at this scenario for a second. The outcome is identical for both people: 9 successes, 1 failure. But the person with the negative mindset, they obsess over that single failure. They feel completely defeated. The person with the positive mindset celebrates the 9 wins. It just goes to show you, your focus literally creates your reality. So how do you actually shift that focus? Well, it's a simple but really powerful 3-step process. First, just acknowledge the thought without judging it. Don't fight it, just notice it, like, okay, I'm having the thought that I might fail this. Second, challenge it. Be a detective. Ask yourself, is this 100% true? What's a more realistic outcome here? And third, consciously replace it. Swap, I'm going to fail, with something like, you know what, I'm going to give it my best shot, and I'm going to learn something no matter what happens. This whole practice is really rooted in what psychologists call a growth mindset. It's this core belief that your talents and your abilities, they aren't fixed. They can be developed. You can get better through dedication and hard work. This mindset totally transforms challenges from things you're afraid of into opportunities to grow.
Now, a powerful mindset is the engine, but it's totally useless without fuel. True strength is built when thinking actually translates into action. So let's talk about the specific habits that create that accountability.
And these are not just abstract ideas, they're concrete actions. I mean, did you know that just by writing down your goals, you become 42% more likely to achieve them? It makes them feel real. And stepping out of your comfort zone doesn't mean you have to do something terrifying. It can be as simple as just speaking up in one meeting this week. These are the small, consistent reps that build your mental muscle.
Remember, you don't start by trying to climb the entire mountain in one go. You start with one single step. So set small, achievable targets that you know you can hit. Every little win floods your brain with dopamine, and that builds the confidence and the momentum you need to take on the next, bigger goal.
All right, now for a topic everyone faces, but mentally strong people handle it way differently: setbacks. The key is to completely reframe what failure actually means. It's not some verdict on your worth. It's just data.
I absolutely love this quote because it puts the responsibility right back on us. The mistake itself, that's not the problem. The real failure is going through a tough experience and not pulling a single lesson out of it. The goal is to grow from every single setback.
So what does this whole journey of learning from setbacks really look like?
Well, it starts by reframing that closed door of a failure as an open door to a new opportunity. You're going to go through storms of frustration. That's totally normal. The key is to acknowledge those feelings without letting them steer the ship. And hey, when you face a new obstacle, just look back. You've overcome challenges before, and that is all the proof you need that you can do it again.
We've covered the what and the how of building mental strength. But now let's talk about the payoff. Why should you even put in all this work? Why does this matter so much?
The benefits here are just profound. Your performance under pressure? It skyrockets. That daily grind of stress has so much less of a hold on you, and your overall well-being improves dramatically. It's not about making life easier. It's about making you stronger.
And this isn't just about feeling good. This stuff has a measurable impact on mental health. Look at this hard data. Practices that build mental fortitude, like mindfulness meditation, have been shown to reduce depression relapses by a significant 12%. That is real, tangible change.
So let's recap the core truths we've covered here. Remember, most of your fears are just noise. Mental strength isn't some gift, it's a practice. Your mindset is your foundation, but it's action that actually builds the house. And finally, failure isn't the end of the road, it's the curriculum.
And maybe the most important thing to remember through all of this is just to be patient with yourself. This is not a magic trick, it's a long-term journey. True strength is the result of small, positive habits, practiced day after day after day. It's a process of continuous improvement.
And that brings us to our final slide, which is really just a question for you. Don't think about the entire mountain you have to climb. Just focus on the very first step. What is one small, achievable thing you can do today to start building your mental strength? Thanks for joining me.